What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Stay the Podcast. I am super excited. That's why I'm cheesing so hard, okay? I have such a smart, dope woman. I actually stole her, but by the time you guys see this, Spanx episode will be out. So I stole her from him because he had her on his show first. And I was just like, I need that energy. I need the smart... Just wait. Just listen to her talk, okay? First of all, I'm going to call you Dr. Felder.
That's totally fine.
Because that's who you are.
Yes, that is.
How do you introduce yourself outside of being professional?
So when I introduce myself, now I'm rebranding. Mm-hmm. So in the rebranding world, I tell people that, my name is Miranda Felder, and I am a psychologist in training. Mm-hmm. I'm almost done, and then soon I'll be... A lot of people go like Dr. Felder loading because it's loading. It's almost there.
I love that.
But yeah, like a lot of people just call me by my first name, Miranda. Some people that know me well call me B, and that's fine too. But yeah, I'm just here. I'm happy to be on your podcast and in your space. I'm happy.
Squealing. I literally want her to sign my cue cards or some shit because I don't know. I just get the energy. I don't know. So we're going to start off with like a little icebreaker game that I like to do.
You know you got a psychologist in the room, huh? You got an icebreaker.
Period. Okay. Hello. I had to come correct. Okay. And usually it's so funny because I forgot I had this game because I usually have I record out of my house sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I usually have the game at my house. So when I come here, I forget about it. And I was like, no, I got some dope people up today. I need to bring my icebreaker game. So this little jar right here has questions in it. I already picked mine because I'm a little biased. But... these questions are kind of whack, though, because they're kind of old. Yeah. But just to,
let's see. Don't say it's whack.
Right.
Let me shake it up because I want a good question. I want a good question.
Open the top real quick.
Dr. Felder. She like, did you peep?
Right.
I peep.
I was so excited.
I definitely peep. Okay, let's hope I get a good question.
Yeah, shit. If it's whack, it's okay. We got some more.
Yeah,
on the cards.
I'm going to go from the bottom of the jar.
Okay. Period.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question states, do you think you've met or know your soulmate?
Ooh. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Wait a minute. I asked you, before I got here, did you think that this was going to be messy? And you're getting me in trouble.
Yo, I swear.
Oh my God.
I forgot that question. You could skip it. You want to put a different one?
I'm a big believer in, things happen for a reason. So I'm here. I agreed to be fully here, so I'm going to be fully here.
I definitely told her I wasn't going to get her in trouble.
You did. So you want me to answer this now?
There's the universe, yeah.
I think that I have met my soulmate, but I think that me and my soulmate, I'm a big believer in that right person, wrong time. Mm-hmm. I think that we're both kind of maybe getting ourselves together, figuring out life. And I think even for me, life has changed tremendously. Yeah. And it's hard to find and work on yourself and work and be with somebody else.
Agreed.
So I think that I'm hoping that he is getting himself all together on his own. Mm-hmm. I'm getting myself all together on my own. And then we can figure out each other. Facts. But I definitely think I've met my soulmate already.
That was a beautiful answer.
Yeah, because now everybody's going to be trying to figure out who it is.
Oh, mind your business, okay? Let this woman be grown. Peace. What the hell? Okay, so my question.
What's your question? It better be good.
Oh, I guess that's fine. Who would you spend 1 year on an island with for $6 million? Your ex or your last boss at work? Fuck.
Come on.
My last boss at work was not my favorite. Damn. I hate to say my ex because
then he might call you.
Please don't. Please don't. But it might have to be him because it might have to be him. Anyway.
So, no, why him?
Because, like I said, my last boss wasn't my favorite. And my ex was kind of like a quiet, this is why I think that it really didn't work for real, because I'm like this loud, outgoing, open, opinionated woman. And he was more on the quieter, calm, reserved, fake, nonchalant type vibe.
Right.
So I think if we was on an island for a year, I could send him on his side and I could go on my side. So I think that would be the best answer.
You guys wouldn't interact at all?
I would have no reason to interact. I would have no reason to interact.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Anyway,
good question, though.
I know. See, I told you.
Yeah, these are good questions. I like it.
Yeah. Go ahead. We're gonna do one more. Go ahead, you
Okay.
figure. Mhm.
Come on, let me get a good question.
Right. Come
I don't
on.
need I don't need nothing that says like say the person name.
Right. Come on, questions.
Okay. My next question says, if you could hang with one cartoon character, who would it be and why? Okay, if I can hang with one cartoon character, I think it would be. Wow, this is a good one.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of like my childhood.
Ooh,
Who
I
did-
have a good one. Not to cut you off. I have to say it. From Billy and Mandy, the Jamaican Grimm.
Yes.
Him.
Okay.
Oh, I'd be weak. I would be weak. I don't know why. He's my favorite character.
Really?
Yes, on the show. Yes, he would
Because
definitely
like
be
I
mine.
grew up on like when you said character, the cartoon character. I'm starting to think of like the show Recess. I don't know if you heard. Like Recess was good, but I'm gonna tell you who I would hang out with. If I could hang with one person, it would be Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
Yes.
And let me tell you why.
Why?
Because that man know how to save money,
Hello.
and I go over here and I just buy everything.
Right.
So he would tell me, and like not only that, you see how good he treated his daughter Pearl. Like
Hell
she was
yeah.
all big and
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
He loved doing Pearl, but he saved his money. So I would want Mr. Krabs to teach me how to budget my money.
That is a good one.
And stop buying everything that I see because I don't need everything that I see. So
he was
Mr.
a great
Krabs.
father too. You're
Mr.
right.
Krabs.
You're very right about that. Absolutely.
And I think my nephews would appreciate the fact that I'm hanging out with like SpongeBob characters.
Right. My next question says, what is your love languages?
That's a good one.
See, they weren't whack. I spoke too soon.
You spoke too soon.
I
They're
don't know
so
why I
great.
be doing that. I be downplaying myself. My love languages. You know what's funny? My love languages have kind of changed
Really?
after a while. Yeah, because it used to be like physical touch and quality time. Like those used to be my main two. And they do still mean a lot to me, but I'm realizing words of affirmation is also very, very much up there for me too. Yeah. Yeah. What's your love language?
My love language is quality time. I tell people all the time, I don't care what we do, as long as we do it together.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love that. Oh, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
period. That was our little icebreaker game. Now we're going to get into it. So, where are you from? Where did your passion for mental health and education come from?
Yeah, so I'm from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. I was like born and raised there. And I think a lot of my passion came from. So a lot of people don't know I used to be a school counselor.
Okay.
I just wanted to like help girls.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my passion started with like young women.
Yeah.
I wanted to help a lot of young women who didn't know. I think sometimes they expect us to like know these things. And I think like if the foundation isn't right, if you knowing how to be a young woman, to grow up to be a woman is difficult.
100%.
So I think like my passion started with girls, and then I started realizing that young boys needed me as well.
Yeah.
So starting in like the school system, being in the school system and being like a school counselor really like enhanced my thirst to like continue to learn more about mental health.
I love that. I love that. Are you in therapy currently yourself?
So I'm not currently in therapy, but I've been to therapy 3 times. So one time I was mandated to go because I was in like a program. Another time I went to therapy just because I felt like I needed to work on my stuff. And then last year I went to therapy. Last year I went to therapy. While in school, I experienced a death. And I felt like the grief was really, really something that hit me, and I felt like I needed to speak to somebody. So then I went to therapy. Yeah.
I feel that. I talk about grief a lot on my podcast because it's something that I've experienced a lot.
Yeah.
And because I've experienced so many, unfortunately, every time I learn something new about grief and coping with it is different for me.
Yeah.
So the first time I went to therapy, I was like 18, like because my cousin, we had just graduated high school and he committed suicide. And I was like, whoa, like sometimes life will show you different versions of yourself and like it's versions you've never seen before. So in that I was like, whoa, like I'm 18. I have no idea about this mental health stuff, where it could go, where it could take you, the highs and the lows of it. And that was such a low moment for me. So my parents had actually taken me to therapy, and it happened to be the therapist that my godfather, who passed away years prior, had used. So I felt connected to the man because I was like, oh, okay, this is my godfather, speaking to me in a certain kind of way. And I was just like, I was really just doing it because my parents brought me there and they were like, we don't know how to help you. Let's see if this man can help. I don't feel like I was connected to him not because he was a man, but I just don't feel like I was in it for real.
Yeah.
Until I got older, and my current therapist I've been with her for like 2 years now. So I definitely feel you, and it's like, it happened. You go through it. You
Yeah.
gotta go. You gotta go through it a couple times too.
But I want to commend your parents because not a lot of parents are like taking their children to therapy. So I commend them for like seeing like you were hurting in a way that they possibly couldn't help you and they got you help.
Yeah.
And I think that there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I think that's them doing that for me made me understand like, oh, okay, there's nothing wrong with seeking outside help because, essentially they had no idea how to help me because they didn't know what I was feeling. So what's something people misunderstand about therapy from your standpoint?
I think that people misunderstand that if you go to therapy, you're crazy. It's not what that means, right? The stigma is behind therapy. I think that it's tough to, I know that it's tough to go to therapy and tell a complete stranger and lay everything bare.
Yeah.
But I think that's needed because you need somebody that's not biased. I think a lot of times we talk to our friends, our family about what we're experiencing, and rightfully so, they're going to be on our side. Like, no, you weren't wrong, or I understand where you're coming from. But it's like to go to somebody who's completely neutral and don't know you, and they're listening to you and helping you figure out things on your own is a different experience.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, like, give therapy a chance. I'm a big advocate of, like, if you tried something and it didn't work, cool.
Yeah.
But don't come tell me something didn't work, you didn't try it.
Right,
like, you have to try
right,
it first,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So if, like, go to therapy and see. And I'm also a person who's been to therapy, and I can say I've been the patient and I've also been the therapist. You got to give it a try.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dr. Felder on line 1.
Yeah.
This is your new podcast that you've launched. Tell me, where did this idea to create a new podcast develop?
So I'm a big planner. Like my life, I can say I plan a lot of stuff in my life. I've been sitting on this idea for a very long time.
Oh my God.
A very, very long time. I'm also a person that I said to myself, like, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to, do a podcast. You're going to write books. Yeah. So all of these things I manifest. And literally I was sitting there and I was just like, it's so many people out here who have started podcasts and they just get up there and they talk.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Talk from whatever they think is correct.
Yeah.
I got the knowledge. I have the voice for it. And I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing I feel like when it comes to this mental health stuff, it's a lot of stuff in life I may be unsure about. But when it comes to this mental health stuff, I know it.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it's time. And I used to feel like, oh, I can't start it until I finish school.
Yeah.
Or I can't start it until this, until that. And it was like, you're going to be sitting on this idea forever.
Yeah.
And other people are doing it and bypassing you. And you're sitting on this idea and you have it. So it was like, literally, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start it. These are the guests that I want. And I started just like reaching out to people. I started mapping it out in my iPad, mapping it out. And it's like my baby now. It's like everything I think, eat, breathe, sleep. Dr. Felder online. When I wake up, I'm like, do I have the clips? Is this? I got to make sure people are looking. I got to make sure I got content. Like it's like second nature. It's part of my routine now. It's not just work, school. It's like work, school, podcast. And every day I try to do something that benefits my podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you. And it's so funny because as we've been talking this whole time, I'm like, oh my God, we're so similar in so many ways. My podcast, I didn't start my podcast until I was 21. But the idea was created when I was 18, 19 because I was just, and it's so funny because I remember I was having a conversation with my dad and I was like, yo, like, I didn't know much about the whole podcast world and how broad how from where it was when I was 18 to where it is now, I had no idea it could go here. So I remember I was telling my dad, I was like, yo, I think I could really do a podcast. And my dad's like my biggest fan. So he thinks I could do anything. I could conquer the world for him. He's like, girl, yeah. Like, what do we need to buy? What do we need to buy? Tell me the list. I said, oh, I don't really know. But like, we could go online and figure it out. And it just became something that just was an idea that I sat on. And my dad all the time, he'd be like, so what happened to that idea you had? Like, what's, like you could really do it. Cause there's times where I have conversations with my dad and he's like, okay, you not on the clock. I'm not paying for this. So you giving real therapists right now. So maybe you should really get into that podcast world and just do it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until and I don't know really what was stopping me. I think it was just because I didn't know. I'm somebody where if I'm going into something, I like to have as much knowledge about it as possible. And I know I didn't at the time, and it wasn't a priority.
Yeah.
It was just an idea. And then when I turned 21, I think that's when I really started developing who I was as a woman or who I wanted to be. And my voice just became something that I was like, no, I have to share this. So I commend you because it's like, it's hard. It's the easiest part is putting that idea down.
Yeah.
The hardest part is executing it.
And I want to be clear too to anybody who's maybe thinking about starting a podcast. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
It's days that I'm literally getting up and I'm learning out as I go.
Yeah.
I have people around me who like have their own podcasts and I'm open to learning. That's one thing about me. Like if I want to know something, I'm going to learn about it. So sometimes it's just starting. Sometimes it's just going in the booth, getting a guest and just talking and then seeing how you sound. And one thing I've noticed with me is like every episode I've gotten better. Every episode I've gotten better.
And that'll just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Because all it is just strengthening your skill of communication and conversation. And that's what I've noticed too. It's just like, also as Black women, like we are so important in this field of, you know, like we just have we have the ability to, our perspective shapes narratives and perspective. So we're so needed. A lot of the podcasts I watch are ran by Black women because I'm just like, we're so dope. Like, and we often get overlooked because, you know, they hear a man talking, it's more, okay, what he talking about and versus what she's talking about. So I think that we're so important. So when I seen you dropped your first episode, I was like, yes, running it up, turn it on right
and
now.
Everybody's like, when is the next episode? When is the next episode?
Girl,
I'm like,
I watched it twice. I watched it first when it came out, and then I watched it this morning.
Really?
And I was scrolling because I'm like,
it's
where, girl, I'm invested.
Well, it's another one coming out on Friday.
Period.
So I'm not gonna hold it.
invested.
Yeah, it's tough. I think for me, you know, just making sure, I want to make sure. I also don't want to minimize my guest story. I think I was telling you this a little bit before because I have such good guests. Oh my God, my guests.
God, you do.
All of the, and it's not one person. I can't say this one is my favorite because all of my guests have a story that you would never know. And they came in naturally, authentically themselves and gave it to me. Like, and it's people that just was like, I'm going to tell my story, but I'm only going to tell it on your platform. And I'm like, wow, like I'm grateful for that.
That shows your power. That shows who you are. Yeah. Oh my God. The guest that you had on the first episode, I was like, oh, these people are geniuses. Oh my God. I was like, the Black presence and just the feeding off of each other and just like, okay, what's your story? How you feel? I was like, it just feels like a safe space. I'm watching it. I'm not even in the room.
And these are two people that like I was scared to reach out to.
Really? Oh my God.
People don't understand that I can be outspoken when I need to, but I'm also like a little shy sometimes. So like, and not only that, like going to ask people for a favor. And this favor is me asking you to be authentically yourself. Come on a platform, on a public platform where people are watching, right? Like you're from Westchester, I'm from Brooklyn. People
I'm from Long Island.
Oh, Long Island, right? But we're in Westchester.
Right.
So like people are watching this in all different parts of the world. And it's just like, you're going to get up there and tell your story.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do. You know what I mean? But they were like, everybody thus far has been like really open.
Yeah. I appreciate it so much because each one of y'all had a different perspective and a different twist on just the mental health aspect. And I was like, wow, this is so dope. Like, and for me, my first question for you after watching it, right, was how do you put your, clinician hat down and be Miranda for your friends and your family? Like, because are they like, ooh, help me with this, like trying to be like, oh, give me some advice, but you're really trying to tap into my therapist bag.
And people need to understand that I paid to go to school to do this, and like people pay me for a living to do this stuff. I say it all the time. I tell them like my friends and my family, like, I don't want to be a therapist. Like I don't want to be a therapist. I just want to be like your friend. I don't want to be my partner. I don't want to be your therapist. I want to be your partner. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's hard because it's like the resource is so close, right? Because the reality is to get the services that I have, it's expensive. It's expensive to get therapy. It's expensive to get assessment testing. It's expensive. So if I have somebody, I'm on hand, right? You can call, we're close like that. You can call me and you can ask me this, and this. I tell people all the time, like I have a sister, she has children, and my niece and my nephews are my life. Like I love them like they're my kids. Something goes wrong in the school, my sister has me on line 1.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? She's calling me up like, the teacher is saying this, let me add you to the phone, right?
Right.
Because not only that, I was a school counselor.
Yeah.
So it's like, my sister's on the phone, tell my sisters what's going on. And then it's like, we need the transcript. I need to see, like, it's hard. I get it where they're coming from, where it's like, she knows and she's on hand. But I think for me, it's hard because it's just like, I don't want to play dual roles sometimes. Sometimes I just, like you said, I just want to be Miranda. I just want to be my fun-loving self and outgoing and crazy. But I think a lot of times, especially now, people see me and it's like Dr. Felder.
Are there ever, because you said you're in practice, right, in loading, but you also said that you've been the therapist before.
Yeah.
Are there ever sessions that like rock you emotionally? And like, how do you handle that?
Yeah. I think not so much now where I am in my career. A lot of stuff don't rock me. I think when I used to work in schools, I had a kid. So people don't also know this. I used to play sports. So I'm a big sports fan. I used to play basketball. I had a student and he was suffering. He was going through like some type of psychotic break. But I loved this kid like he was my kid. You hear
Yeah.
me? Like loved him. Like would feed the kid.
Yeah.
Like give money out of my own pocket if he didn't have it. Like
Yeah.
would give him money to get on the train. And he went through like a psychotic episode and his family was just like, it's nothing really we can do for him. Like, you know, they kind of like washed their hands with him.
Yeah.
And I was put in a position where it was just like, either you're going to show up for him or you kind of got to make sure that you don't cross that boundary as a counselor, because that's what I was. And it's hard to kind of create boundaries sometimes when you love somebody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I love the kid. Like his family knew me. I loved him. But I think that was like my hardest lesson I've went through. It was just me learning that I had done all I could for him.
Yeah.
And I kind of had to let him like figure out the rest, or his family figure out the rest for him. So that was a tough, challenging moment for me.
Yeah. I commend therapists because just the things that you may hear or just that your client may just dump on you is I don't know if I commend you, because I don't know if I could do it, because I'd be in there crying with you. We'd be in there like, wait, what happened?
Or
Like,
it's times you get mad. It's
Yeah,
times people
yeah.
walk in. Think about, like, not only that, think about times that you have conversations with your girlfriends and they're like, this guy did this and this. I'm a therapist, right? I'm a therapist, but I'm also a woman.
Yes.
So
right.
you walk in and you tell me that you're in a domestic violence relationship, right? As a therapist, the Dr. Felder has to be, okay, so let's talk through this.
Right.
But in my head as Miranda, I might be saying, leave him, right? So like, it's like finding that balance, but it's not easy. But I say, like, I tell people all the time, us therapists, we have like some kind of superpower.
Yeah.
Our
absolutely.
superpower is not to heal people, but we got the tools to make you survive every day.
Facts.
And that is our superpower. Like, I have a certain amount of superpower, but sometimes I feel like I wish my superpower was more.
Oh my God, I love this already. Oh my God. I feel like I don't want to say the hardest part, but like the hardest part about getting in the door with a therapist is finding someone that's specific to you. What would be your advice to people who have gone through therapist after therapist and they cannot find somebody that they feel like meshes with them and they're on the brink of giving up?
I would say definitely like continue to shop around. And I
Yeah.
feel like if you've already shopped around, really sit down and think about like, what is it that you really want out of therapy?
Yeah.
I think that's, and once you find that out, then go seek that. And
Yeah.
if you walk in the door, like, this is what anything we do, even with dating, right? If you walk in the door and you're a type of person, you like, I want a man who has this, and this.
Yeah.
And you walk in the door and that man is the complete opposite of what you say you want, go.
Walk back out.
That's
Yep.
not what you want.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when shopping for a therapist. It's like what people don't understand is shopping for a therapist is like any other relationship in terms of friends, right? If I'm looking for a friend who's very well educated and she wants to do all of these things, and then I find a friend who is not interested in the same things I am, why would I try to be her friend?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not going to
facts.
work. This is not what I'm looking for. So find a therapist that has what you want. I tell people all the time, I had a friend, I was speaking to him the other day, and he's just like, yeah, I have a therapist and he's cool, but I want a black man. I said, so why are you still going to
Get a
see
black
him?
man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like,
Yeah.
no, but he was nice. No, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
You said to me, you want a black man who's in your age group. Find a black man who's in your age group.
And they are out there. I think that's also a thing too. People think that therapists are just so like, they're such a rarity. And it's like, no, like if you do your research, you could find somebody.
You have to find them.
Yeah.
Why are you going to go back into a situation that you know you don't want to be there? You don't want to see that therapist. You know what I mean? I've had people specifically say, I want a black female therapist.
Yeah.
Hi. Let me introduce you to Dr. Felder, right?
Yeah,
And then there's
exactly.
some people that's just like, I want a male. I respect your decision. It doesn't mean that me as a clinician I'm not good.
Yeah.
It just means that I'm not your preference.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I encourage you to really look at what you want
Yeah.
and then shop for what you want. Yeah.
I think for me, like I always said, like I want a black woman. I want a black woman. And it's so funny because my therapist now is a white woman.
Really? And how do you like her?
I love her.
Okay.
I love her. And you know what? Oh my God, it's so crazy because even when I first started going to her, I was like, damn, this is different. This is fucking different. I didn't even know that I could be this vulnerable with somebody that wasn't my dead-on preference.
Yeah.
And when I met her, it's so funny because she was my homegirl's therapist first. My homegirl, we used to be talking. She's like, yeah, well, my therapist told me, you know, she trying, and I was like, damn, you healing and you growing, and I like that. Give me the number. Let me see what she hitting for. And ever since then, like, I really, really do like her because it's not, And I used to be like, damn, how am I going to like culturally relate to
Mhm.
her? How am I going to be vulnerable to this woman who's never walked the life that we walk?
Yeah.
And for me, after a while, because she even has had conversations with me where she's like, I could understand why that's something that you're thinking about. I absolutely do. Because even she was like, it's something that I've thought about.
Yeah.
How can I be more relatable for her to be her whole self and put it all on the table?
Mhm.
But I think the way that she's done her biggest one to make it relatable to me, and everything that I tell her, I don't ever feel judged. I don't ever feel like, well, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. But or even if she doesn't understand something, she'll be like, okay, explain that to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Just, further explain it to me.
But that's what I think like the misconception of therapy comes in as well, right?
Mhm.
Like we create all of these worries in our head prior to going.
Yeah.
Right? Prior to going. Like we think like she's not gonna understand because
Yep.
she's not Black.
Yeah.
Or she's not gonna do this because you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
create all of these things that we think this person's not gonna understand. But it's okay to bring that up in a room. That's what people don't understand. Like I've had patients come in the room and they're like, okay, we live in the same area. So what is that going to look like? Because what if I run into you? All right, let's talk about it, right? Like let's talk about what that looks like. So it's like people have to, that's why I say you got to give things a chance.
Yeah.
Give it a chance.
Yeah.
And also when I said before, like really think about what you want. Sometimes what I wanted at 21 is not what I want now at 32, right? So maybe the old you at 18, you needed a Black woman.
Yeah.
But maybe the woman that you've developed into now is okay with a white therapist and it's working for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I tell people give everything a chance. Like don't be so closed-minded. Go. If I don't like it, I can easily say I want somebody new. You can do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is great. But yeah, I definitely think that, and it's so funny because I tell some of my homegirls and they're like, wait, she's what? She's white? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wait, how are you? Bro, when I tell you she's like a homegirl now to where I pull up and she's like, okay, so tell me, what's up now? What happened? What you need?
And I love that. I love
real,
that.
Like so
because it makes
real.
you look forward to therapy. You know you have that safe space. You don't have to worry about nobody going to tell what you said, right? You can be authentically yourself to somebody who is obligated to hold your secrets.
Yep.
I love that.
How do you feel about social media buzzwords? Like narcissist and trauma and depression. And I heard you talk about this on your episode. So I was like, I got to pick her brain on that.
I love the buzzwords. I love them. I just want people to know what they mean.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Right. I don't want people to feel like I've been in bed 2 days. I'm sad.
Depressed.
I'm depressed. I'm depressed, Brent. I've been in bed for 2 days. I'm depressed. No, you're not. You're having a bad time. Like, you're having a bad day.
You're having a bad time.
Yeah, like you're having a bad day. Like,
Yeah.
or people, I remember I ran into somebody, they were like, I'm having a panic attack. And I was like, well, how do you know that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know the symptoms of, like, people don't understand there's a whole book, and I know this because I'm reading it, right? I'm reading the book, I'm studying the book, I'm learning the book. There's a whole book that tells you what symptoms, like what criteria you have to meet to be diagnosed with these things. People are like, I think I have ADHD. Like,
you just can't sit down. You just like calm down. Like it's not that deep. Oh my God, yeah.
Like it's like these people are out here just like diagnosing themselves. But like I also said on like previous podcast episodes, that's because social media, right? Social media is making you guys think that you have all of these diagnoses and you don't even meet the criteria for.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that some people absolutely have experienced depression, anxiety, and all of these things, right? But I also think that you have to meet the criteria for certain things. And some of the things that you guys are exhibiting, it's not that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm going to go back to just some gems that I pulled from your first episode. What was the woman's name? I'm sorry.
Journeys.
Period. Journeys ate that whole episode. 2 things that she said that I was just like, okay, fire. Therapy works when the client wants it to work.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like some people go and they're like, okay, I need 1 session. I'm going to be fixed.
You did your research.
I love
the Just Jay podcast. You did your research.
Yes.
I love this.
I had to come correct. I had to. Girl, I'm not even going to tell myself, but I watched that episode an unbelievable amount of times.
I love that.
And I was just like, because I was just so into it. And I'm just like, I'm a mental health girl. Like, I'm like, okay, these are the kind of conversations we need to be having. And I was like, when she said that, I was like, yeah, I know a lot of people that are like, okay, so how long you been going? 2 years. Oh, that's too long. You're not fixed. Like, I'm sorry. What? I'm not a piece of glass. What you like? What, are you supposed to glue me back together? Like, what do you say to people that immediately want a quick fix?
It's not gonna happen.
Right.
No, I just say it's not gonna happen. Like, therapy is not to. I don't fix people.
Yeah.
I'm not here to fix people. I'm not God. I don't fix people. Right. But I also think that I can help you to understand where you are in your life
Yeah.
and help you figure out ways that you can be better.
Yeah.
If that's what you want. I think that people are sitting on a lot of things. People are sitting on childhood trauma. People are sitting on trauma that they experienced in their adulthood. People are sitting on grief, right? People are sitting on all of these things, and I want to be able to create a safe space where people can come and say, listen, I'm not okay.
Mm-hmm.
This happened to me when I was a kid, or this happened to me as an adult. I can't figure out how to navigate through this, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Right? I want to help you get unstuck.
Mm-hmm.
But it only works if we work together. That's what every relationship, right?
Yep.
I heard this thing that says it's easy to move a couch with two people. It's hard to do it by yourself.
Yep.
So if you want therapy to work, we got to work together. This is a relationship. Like any other relationship, any friendship, any romantic relationship, any relationship with your parents, your siblings. This is a relationship.
Yeah.
Let's work together and help you get better.
Yeah. I like the example that you gave on your episode where you were like, it was a man and his wife used to clean up for him around the house and he used to get annoyed by it. But like he realized that it's because my mom was, having me misplace my stuff. And I was like, see, you wouldn't even know where certain things stem from unless you keep talking about it and get that perspective. Because there are certain things that I'd be like, oh my God, I don't understand why this triggers me. But it's like, no, you probably have a deeper meaning or a deeper reasoning behind that. So that's why I'm like, everybody that I talk to, I'm like, yo, therapy, I'm going to always push you to go to therapy. You don't got to be crazy. You don't got to be whatever you may think you have to be to go to therapy. It's not always about being in a negative space.
And you'll
either.
never know, like, it's people who walk in for therapy, their mothers, their fathers, their teachers, their doctors, their scientists, their astronauts. They're the girl up the street. They're celebrities.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I seen on one of these like sites where like Meg Thee Stallion, she checked herself in and she went and got some therapeutic help.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Hell yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm here for that. Like, it'll be the people with the most money, the happiest, and they're going to see a therapist.
Yep.
So what makes you feel like you can't go do
Yep.
it? Why?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Mhm.
The stigma, I want to break the stigma because therapy is not fixed for one person.
Yeah.
Anybody could have to go through therapy.
Yeah. Another Janice quote, because she ate down, like I said. The most selfish thing you can do is have all the things you know and experience and keep it to yourself. I absolutely love that because I feel like every time, like honestly, when I stopped going to therapy for a period of time, I could feel it. Like it's not even like, oh, I'm so sad. No, I could feel like, okay, you need to have a therapeutic outlet and just talk about some things and,
Yeah.
do the checks and balances and figure out if you, staying on the right path. And if I also feel like everything that I've learned in therapy thus far, it's been easier for me to apply it. And and I always say this to her, I'm like, yo, my therapist is right here. There'd be certain situations where I'm in and I tune into her. She's like, girl, you know better. And I'm like, yeah, I do. So at a point, it's like I stopped entertaining certain things that I used to entertain. Because sometimes you think you heal, but then you're like, let me just see. Let me just have some fun. Like, no, girl, I don't even want to have fun because
it's not who you are.
Exactly. So I think that the whole therapy conversation and just your overall episode was phenomenal.
Thank you for
and
watching.
I like to give other podcasters their flowers as well.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
I cannot wait to see who else you have on. I think that you're powerful and your conversation is even more powerful because there are people like me watching it or who may stumble upon it that are like, damn, I've been thinking about going to therapy, but I've been a little scared or I've been a little, in my head about it. And this conversation with these people who are professionals is going to help me. So girl, don't ever stop. Once you started, you got to keep it going forever.
And I'm hoping that people hearing that, like Journey says she's in therapy. I've been to therapy. Like all my guests, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that hearing my guest experiences and you guys will see, not all of it has been good. Some people like, I went to therapy, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I welcome that.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that's just like, no, that's not, no, absolutely not. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I'm hoping that hearing my experiences and be like, you know what, she's a psychologist and she's been to therapy too, all on her own. Yeah, I can go too. It's okay. Yeah.
There's a song by Big Sean. It's called Deep Reverence. And I resonate with it because there's a part where he says, I didn't think I had the thought of suicide in me until life showed me all these different sides of me. And going back to like just my experience, my original experience with therapy when I was 18, my cousin was like my first real like experience face to face or like close encounters with suicide to where it was like, oh damn. And mind you, my cousin was the happiest person ever. Like happiest person ever. I'd walk in from school and sometimes he'd be sitting on the couch with my dad. They'd be laughing, eating. I'm like, it bothered me because I was like, how could a person be so happy and be that And then it ended up like this. And I think when after his death, that's when the grief, because grief has the potential to take you everywhere. Grief takes you through it, girl. And after that, I was like, I was angry with him for a long time. I was upset with him for a long time because I just didn't understand. And then you also go through well, why would you leave me here? We could have had a conversation. You could have told me, you could have called me. But then it's like, no, sometimes they can't. Yeah. Sometimes it's too far gone for them to even feel like they have that. And he's been gone for like 6 years now at this point. So, and I go to his gravesite all the time, just talk to him out loud. Cause I'm like, okay, this is what he's allowed me to see about myself. Let me come talk to him and just, I put my little picnic blanket down. It's phenomenal because it's literally a therapeutic outlet for me. And now that I'm older and I've seen life and how it can really be and where it could take you and the ups and downs, I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah. I get it. I understand. Not to say that I understand why you did what you did, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have there been any experiences in your life where you've lost someone due to suicide?
I haven't lost anybody due to suicide, but I will say I've experienced, so 2 things. One, I've experienced like almost losing my brother. My brother was, a lot of people don't know his story, but he has a podcast as well where he's thriving. When my brother was shot, I was in college, I was in an undergrad program, and my brother was shot twice in his head.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And literally the bullet went from one side of his head to the other side of his head, and he was shot. And I remember, I can play back in my head vividly the day and everything that happened. And I remember them calling and them saying, like, my brother was dead. So for people that don't know, me and my brother are 2 years apart. Closest thing. My other siblings, they came a little bit later, but we went through a lot of, like, my mom struggled with her. Yeah. So we were like the closest. And just getting that phone call that I lost my brother, it's like a feeling that you can't, it's like my stomach dropped out of my body. Yeah. And hearing that, like, he was dead, I didn't think, I couldn't understand it. And then obviously we saw and he was still alive. So my brother is currently blind due to, he's blind due to, the bullet shot wounds. But he thrives in every other aspect of his life. Like, he's fine any other way. Like I said, he started his own podcast. He has his own business ventures going on. But I think, like, experiencing trauma is just something that people need to speak about, whether it's with suicide, whether it's in regards to, like, gun violence. Like, these are not normal things. Like, people don't understand that everybody in everyday life are not going through these things. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when we're going through these things, you need to speak to somebody about it. You need to talk about it. Because for a long time, I wouldn't talk about, like, my brother being shot. Like, I wouldn't talk about it. Even with him, I would tiptoe around him. My brother also he's very open and he's an advocate that he went through mental health. I seen firsthand. It's one thing to read it in a book, but to see firsthand, like, my brother going through, like, PTSD, my brother, the paranoia, my brother being sad, right? So you could read about depression, but when you watch your loved one experience it, it kills you. Yeah. It tears you up, right? Because here I am, I'm this therapist, I'm saving all of these kids, I'm talking to all these adults, I'm thinking that I'm saving them. And the person I love the most, I can't save. Yep. You know what I mean? I can't say, it's nothing that I can do to save him. Yeah. So I think that experiencing any type of trauma is a reason for you to go talk about it. No matter what that trauma is, it doesn't mean mine is bigger than yours or yours is bigger than mine. Yep. Trauma is trauma. Yep. And that's what people need to understand. Like, if it's somebody you feel like, you know what, I experienced this, it's not sitting well for me, something in my body don't feel right, I have questions about it. Because I still to this day, I ask God, like, why did you let that happen to him? Like, why him? Yep. You know what I mean? Like, why, maybe if he was like a step behind or a step in front, it wouldn't have been him, it would have been somebody else, right? These are questions you still have. So if you have questions and you feel like you want to figure that out and navigate that, with somebody, it's okay to go to therapy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. I love it. Yeah. How have you learned to take care of your emotional well-being?
This is something I'm just learning this year.
Okay, wow.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is something that I'm learning to say this year. And I'm pissing a lot of people off, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. And it's not me saying no because I feel like I can do it. No, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times I say yes to stuff, even though I don't want to do it. But
Yeah.
it's just like, if it's gonna make you happy, I'm gonna do it. Because one thing about me, I'm very loving. Like, I am a lover. Like, if I love you, I love you. But I've also learned to like say no, because I'll be saying yes and then I'll be burnt out.
Yes.
I'll be home, like I don't get enough sleep.
Yep.
Or being like, okay, I'm gonna show up here. So yes, I'm gonna do it. And it's like, oh, I made a commitment, so I'm gonna show up and do it. But it's like, sometimes I need a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts,
And it's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Like, I'll be totally transparent. Aside from this, I had like 2 events. I had your event, I had an event. Yes, I had mental health event. Friday, I was in the house all day, chilling out.
Facts.
And I wasn't doing nothing extravagant. I was in the house. I took a bath. I got out, and I was just lounging around doing nothing.
Yep.
I've seen, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I see people call me, I won't answer.
Yep.
And it's not because I'm being mean. It's just because like I need
a minute.
I need a second. I've been at work. I went to work. I went to school.
Yeah.
I've talked to 5 people on my way home. I need a second.
Yeah.
And that's just what I've been doing. I noticed that, like, saying no and really just taking time for me. Like, I don't have to answer the phone every day.
Right.
If it takes me 2 days to call you back, it takes me 2 days to call you back. Yeah.
Sorry.
I have a thing now where I like to, like, especially when I'm driving, I listen to like my music. And I don't know if you've seen it on the internet. It's just like, who is interrupting the concert? Like, I'm in concert right now.
I'm in the studio, okay?
So people will be calling me and I'm in concert and I'm singing to the top of my lungs. And it's like, ignore. I need to finish my song.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just like doing stuff for you, but me just now figuring that out at the age of 32 this year, I started doing that.
Yeah. And I think people used to make me feel bad because it's like, oh, I know you're on the phone. I am, but do you pay this bill? Do I need to really be talking about you right now? Like, I need a minute.
Or they call you and they're like, I see you on Instagram.
Yes.
I don't care if you see me on the Channel 9 News.
I said goodnight 2 hours ago, okay? I don't care what you see me doing. I said goodnight, I'm asleep, okay? Be for real. Oh my, and I was just talking about that with Spanx too, because he's somebody like that too. He's like, yo, I need to recharge. He was like, after we do this episode, I'm going to go home and I'm probably not going to talk for another day. And I was like, yo, I feel
That's cool.
Like, after this, we'll talk Tuesday morning. I'm going to need all of Monday to regroup.
And people don't understand. I'm very much so also. People be like, oh, what time you can speak, like, with the podcast?
Yeah.
Because all my guests, I like kind of have a conversation with them prior to coming on. What time you can speak? I'll say 8 o'clock. If I call you at 8 o'clock, you can't speak at 8 o'clock. They're like, oh, but I'm sorry, I missed your call. Can we speak now? It's 11 o'clock. No.
After hours. I clocked out.
We cannot speak. We can try again tomorrow when I have availability. But right now, so like me making sure like I'm sticking to my schedule. I'm a person, I try to like stand on my word. If I say this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. You can count on me to do it. Yeah. But I also mean what I say. When I say that I need to clock out for me.
Yep.
Oh, Veranda comes first.
Yep.
I deal with everybody mental health from the time I open my eyes to the time I close it.
Yeah.
It's about me.
Yeah.
Right now.
That'd be me at work. I work for like a nonprofit that basically is like a mentor system for like at-risk kids. So I work in school systems too, and I work with like school counselors all day long. And usually I get off at 6 o'clock. By 5:55, I'm packed up. Okay. And they were like, damn, you running out. Yeah, I've been with y'all all day. I don't know what more you want me to give you, but I need to get in the car, turn my tunes on, and drive home and be back in my mode. Yeah. So I'm quick on that. And I get that phone ringing, I don't want to answer it. Don't see it. Sorry.
I get that. I tell people sometimes, I'm like, when I get in the house, my phone will be over here and I'm sitting over here. Or sometimes the phone is in my hand. I will watch somebody call me and not answer.
Yep. No shade.
I need a second.
No shade.
I've been talking to people all day. I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think this ties into my next question that I had, like the importance of resting. Because we in like hustle culture where it's like you got to go. You got to be consistent. You got to, get your... Yeah. And I respect that because we do. But at the same time, like, there's nothing wrong with taking a break. There's nothing wrong with resting. What's your favorite way to rest? What do you do? When you get in the house, what's the first thing you do if you know you got a whole day to yourself?
If I know I got a whole day to myself, I try to catch up on my shows. So I have shows that I watch. And like, you can't tell me like these shows, these people are my family. Yep. I know them.
Yep.
So like, I was watching New Amsterdam. It was like this doctor show and he would like say these people live and they had like a psychologist on it. I would be in a show like this. And like, literally, I remember like one of my friends called me. I was like, I need to call you back because I need to make sure such and such is okay.
Right.
And she's like, what are you? I'm like, I'm watching TV. Right. Hang up. Like, you know what I mean? And also not only that, I say that life is lifing. Life is lifing for everybody. So when you can take your breaks, like, and take your... I like vacations. Like I just came back from Tulum.
Oh wow, how was that?
Tulum was amazing.
Wow.
And the crazy part is I had the podcast release party. So I leave and everybody's writing me like, where's the episode? What's going on? I'm on this beach.
You gotta wait up on the beach.
Yeah, I'm on the
vacation.
beach. I got the swim up pool. So I'm like doing my own thing, but people are writing me and I'm like, when I return back. And when I returned back, I was able to get that out there. And then my best friend's birthday came up. We ended up going to DC. So it was like another situation. People are writing me, oh, well, when are you going to send the clips? This and that? And I'm just like,
hold on.
Okay. Right. I'm back in DC. I'm living my life. Like I have this new thing. If the house is not on fire, we are right. If you burnt the pot, it's cool. Long as the house not on fire, it can wait till tomorrow. Yeah. So I encourage people to take their breaks, whichever way they like to do it. And treat yourself. Yeah. Treat yourself. If it's to a cup of coffee, get the cup of coffee.
Hell yeah.
If it's the Chipotle, get the Chipotle.
Yeah.
If you like sandwiches, whatever you into, treat yourself. It's important. We weren't put here on earth to just work and die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
Yep. And have fun with it. I think we take life too seriously too. Like, girl, go outside, touch grass, do something fun. Don't be in the
new things.
You go to the office and you go home. Do something else.
Try new things. Meet new people.
Yeah. Even if you don't. Yeah, and if you try it and you don't like it, cool. At least you tried it.
At least you tried it.
That's it. Okay, so this is something my mom used to tell me all the time when I was younger. She's going to watch this episode and be like, why did you air me out? And I'm going to say, because I had the doctor on the show. That's why. Because you might need to call Miss Miranda. How about that? Okay? My mom used to always say, stop crying before I give you something to cry for.
Yeah.
How can that have a negative effect on a woman growing up?
My mom used to say the same thing. My mom still says the same thing.
Look at that.
Yes. this culture.
Yeah.
I think it plays a role when people feeling like they can't cry or they can't ask for help. I'm going to take it two ways. One, I think I'm my mom's strong kid. And you know, my siblings going to see this. They're going to feel how they feel.
I think so too. So
you know what I mean? Because I already tell them I'm the manager of the siblings.
Yeah.
But they're going to feel how they feel. But I think that I am one of my mom's strong kids. And I remember us having a conversation and she said to me, I don't worry about you sometimes because
my dad says that
you have it. You're okay. Your other siblings, sometimes they need me a little bit more than you do. I think it molds us to be strong. So I think that sometimes hearing that, even if I feel like I'm drowning, I'm not supposed to ask for help.
Yeah.
I can't, right? Yeah. Because you're okay, right? We're told you're all right. Things are okay. And then I'm going to flip it for little boys. When you say that to a little boy, you make him feel like he's not supposed to cry, right? Because he has to be strong. He's a provider. He's this, he's that. But there's a lot of men out here who are suffering. Like, it is okay, right? Yeah. Not saying you got to walk around, woe is me. But if you're going through something, it's okay to say that, whether you're a man or a woman, right? Yeah. So I think that sometimes, like, our cultural values and how we're brought up, it programs us to be strong.
Yeah.
I don't want to be strong.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
I want to be okay.
Yes.
I want to be okay. So not masking how I feel all the time, but being able to say, you know what, Jay, today isn't a good day for me.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I had to learn to say that. Even like with my friends, I'll call them. And when I make people be conscious of what they say. So if I ask you, how you feeling? I don't want to hear just okay. I want to hear, you know what? I woke up today. Today, the start of my day wasn't all right, but I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what I mean? And it's okay to say, you know what? I'm having a bad day. Yeah. But I think that growing up in cultures that they teach you that, it makes you feel like you can't say you're not okay.
Yeah. I think and it's something that me and my homegirls have a really, really good understanding of. Like, if we know we have plans like coming up, and we'll call each other the day before, like, how you feeling? How's your week going? Are you feeling okay to, because if not, I'm a little down in the dumps. We could reschedule anytime.
Yes.
And I love that because I think that gives us the opportunity to be like, you know what? I am having a hard week this week. Maybe let's push it back a week. Maybe we need to.
I honestly think that's a younger generation thing. Like, now that I'm in my, like, I feel like now I'm like a woman, right? I'm in my 30s. I'm a woman. Like, people say like your 20s are fun, but people don't know your 30s are even more fun with a little bit more money.
I can't wait.
Right? So that's what happens in your 30s. But I think that as you get older, it used to be a thing like in my 20s. Oh, she flopped on us. She's corny. She don't want to hang with us. Is it like a hating thing of this? Me and my friends will schedule dates from 2 months from now.
Hell yeah.
I'll have my calendar. Yep. Girl, this doesn't work for me.
Yes.
How is the 27th for you?
Yes.
Maybe we could do brunch. I could squeeze you in before that. That is adulting. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. Like, and for me, sometimes I'll call my friends and I'll be like, I didn't even want anything. I have nothing really to talk about. I'm just going to do a temperature check.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
You good? Something in me was like,
you could feel it. You feel it.
I called one of my friends like that literally, and I was like, I have nothing to say. I really don't, you know what I mean? I don't have like a conversation. I just was thinking about you, and I just wanted to call you and see how you was feeling, how your day going.
Right.
And that's okay to do in your adulthood. I think that people don't do that enough.
Like, you didn't even know. Your homegirl might be like, oh, you know what, girl? I'm so glad you asked.
And when I called her, she was like, she's in school to be a nurse. She was like, nursing school, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, like, tell me about it. What's going on? You know what I mean? And that's okay. I think sometimes we don't check in on your friends.
Yeah.
Check in on them. Don't only call them to go to the party or go to the movies or go have dinner. Sometimes I need somebody to like call me in that moment. Like, work was hard today. They drove me crazy. I'm on a verge of quitting my job and feeling like I don't want to be here. I feel like I'm not doing nothing right in life. I need somebody to talk to. People have those kind of days too. And I want us to acknowledge those days too, as well as dinner, movie, turning up. I want to have a well-rounded friend, you know?
So I love your Dear Younger Self segment.
Oh, that's my favorite
part. Yo, I love that. I think that is so like, girl, I don't even have the words. Like, I love that. I think that is genius. Yeah. I really do, because we often forget about our younger selves. Like, when we're doing the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Like, I just asked Spanx, too. I was like, if 10-year-old you could see you now, what would he say? And he was like, he probably think I'm mad cool. I was like, you never thought about that, did you? He was like, no. I thought that was amazing. And the way that you went around and had everybody say what, you know, if your younger self could see you, with all the work that you're doing today, what would she say?
I think that my younger self wouldn't be able to believe I am who I am today. Yeah. I think that sometimes even in my adulthood, I can't believe who I am today. Like, I don't take any of this stuff for granted. My younger self would be proud of the woman that I am, proud of where I'm going, and proud that honestly, I went back to school to become a doctor. Because for a long time, not only did people around me believe I couldn't do it, sometimes there was moments I didn't believe that I can do it. You know what I mean? Or I didn't feel like you're going to be a doctor, like you're going to help people, like how? Like, you know what I mean? You were a first generation grad, and maybe you did that by mistake. Right? So there's moments that like I've doubted myself, but if I was looking at my younger self and she could see like who we are now, like, girl, we made it. We almost there, right? And everything that you manifest and you thought you couldn't have, you gonna get it, right? I think that like she would just be like in awe, like, wow, like, I can't believe you really went and did it. I can't believe you really went to school, right? I can't believe you didn't pursue sports, but you found your passion. You found something else. You're not just the Black athlete that people thought you were. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. And now you're changing and impacting lives in a bigger way. I think she would be so surprised and so proud.
I love that. I am so inspired by you because I just got my master's in criminal justice.
Come on now, we're not going to minimize that. I'm here for the educated Black women.
Right. That's why, bro, when I was watching.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. Because one thing my dad always taught me, and I talk about my dad a lot because I'm a daddy's girl. Like, that's my dog for real. He always taught me the one thing people can't take away from you is your education. So going to college was nothing. There wasn't something that I had to decide on doing. It was something, okay, where am I going? Then when I got my bachelor's in criminal justice with a minor in psychology. But then I realized you can't be a therapist. You're going to be crying on that couch, girl. You can't do it. Pick something else. Go another way. Because I really did want to be a therapist. So I was like, girl, we would be on this couch with tissues in between both of us. Like, you go, you joke, trauma bonding. No. So I was like, let's not do it. But I got my criminal justice master's concentrated in police administration because I want to be a judge. That's like my main goal in life. Supreme Court judge, to be exact. And it amazes me, and I'm thinking back to like my younger self and what she would say to me, because I think she always knew I was gonna I was gonna progress in the school area because my education was what I was taught. Like, that's just all I knew. But to see myself getting my master's and just actually working in the criminal justice field and developing this new career that I've just gotten, like, I think she would be so blown away. Wow. So it feels almost unreal still. And I think that it didn't start to feel real to me until like I just started working this new amazing job that I was just telling you about. And I remember at orientation, like we run around and we were talking about ourselves, and I was like, "Yeah, I just got my master's." Because that's my biggest flex. Like I love that.
Hello.
Right? Like
Walk in the room, let them know who Jay is.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'm pulling that out the hat every time. So then everybody was like, "Wow, that's so cool!" Like I'm the youngest one in the room, so I'm like, "Oh wow, like this is crazy." Then like a couple weeks later, we had like a organizational meeting, and one of my coworkers, we had to go around and say like what we valued about the next person, and I was like his person that he had to value. So he was like, I remember you saying that you got your master's, and I have not forgotten that. I think that is so dope because that means that you actually found something that you liked and you wanted to monopolize on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like it wasn't until I was actually seeing like your reaction just now. Like I've been getting that a lot, and everybody's like, damn, like that's dope.
And you deserve that. You
Yeah.
always gonna get that. You know what I mean? And like even for me, sometimes when people say certain things, I'll be like, all right, like, I don't really want the attention. Or even
Yes.
I'll have people in the streets and they'll be like, doctor, and I'll be like, Miranda's fine.
Right.
Like, all right,
Cut the formality.
Yeah, you're too loud. But you know what it is? It's just like for a long time, like we are our ancestors' wildest dreams.
Hell yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? For a long time, us women couldn't walk in the rooms and we weren't educated. It was the men that were educated, right?
Yep.
And even sometimes I'll walk in the room and people might just think, yeah, she's this. But then when I open my mouth, they're like, oh. You're that. That's what you got going.
Really
and it's
that.
like, yeah, that's who I am. Regardless from being from Bed-Stuy,
Yep,
regardless of being raised by a single mother,
Yes.
this is who I am. I'm coming to let you know this is who I am, right?
Yes.
So I think that I'm learning too. But when we walk in these rooms, we gotta flex what we got.
Yep.
Absolutely. Because for a long time, it wasn't women, it wasn't black women. So we gotta flex and let them know, like, yeah, we here. This is what we got going on.
Yeah, we here. We got degrees under our belt, baby. Which one you want to pull out today?
Like which one
you want to go to? Yeah.
Because we can do it however we want to do
Hello.
it, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's so amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see you like at the top, like with the judges. Like you might be on the TV. You never know. We might be doing a lot of stuff.
My coworker, every time he introduced me to somebody, he's like, "Yo, this is a future judge, so watch what you say." Okay.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. When you see me on TV, I want to be like Judge Mathis. Like really though.
Like you might be even one of them judges. Like you know how you watch. What's the thing when you watch like the presidents and stuff on TV and the judges be up there?
Yep.
You might be one of the elected judges.
Yes, that's the goal, girl.
Jay, I'm manifesting this stuff.
I love it. I'm gonna call you when I make it. I'm be like, girl, guess where I'm at? You ain't gonna believe it. You ain't even gonna believe it.
In your nice big office.
Yup. Hello, with a little orange rug. Hey.
I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is why I had to get you on
We
the show.
had to
I was
meet.
like, she's gonna get it. She's gonna get it.
I got it. And I'm also, I want people to know, like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I'm rooting for other girls. Like, when girls, I'm not a gatekeeper. Like, if girls be like, oh, how you do this? I'm like, well, let me tell you how you can go about it, right?
Right.
And I went about it this way, but I went around it wrong.
Right. Let me tell you what I know. So you don't make the same mistake.
So I don't want to be like a snobby, stuck up, catty girl. Like that's not who I am.
I like when people bring me up and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Jay." Like she mad cool. Like I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You give me that vibe absolutely. So yeah, we friends now. But period. What is a random fun fact about you that most people don't know?
A random fun fact about me that people might not know. I used to listen to, a lot of people don't know this. My mom knows, because my mom knows all my business. A random fun fact about me is like, I used to be like a Britney Spears fan.
Really?
Spice Girl fan.
Wow.
I used to be like in the house with the CDs, Britney Spears, like sometimes, like listening to sometimes on the CD player. Then as I got older, I started to like Maroon 5. Like
Maroon 5 is fire.
Come on.
They're fire. Oh my God.
Yeah, so like people think I'm only supposed to listen to like hip hop and rap. Like I listen to, like I used to like those kind of music. I used to like Spice Girls. I like Britney Spears. I also was like a B2K fan. Like, you know what I mean? I like those genre of music, but I like different stuff and people don't know that because just of how I look on the outside, what I'm supposed to like. So, but that was me. My mom knows because she used to buy me the CDs and then judge me and give me the little stickers to put on and the little lollipops they had. I used to watch the movies, the Spice Girls, like all these things was part of my childhood. And I try to be well-rounded. Like I like different kind of stuff. Like
I feel that.
Cool.
I was a big One Direction girl. My first concert that I ever went to was Justin Bieber.
Really?
When I say that to people, they're like, what? I'm like, don't sleep because that concert was jumping. And I had both my parents in there talking about some baby. But girl, it was fire.
Hello.
It was fire.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm also, I like a little country too, but it depends.
Okay.
I don't know.
Country who?
Let's see. Keith Urban is fire.
Okay, I've heard of him.
Keith Urban is fire. Okay, I was gonna say Morgan Wallen, but he has a bad rap.
I don't know him.
Okay, good. It's fine. I'm not talking about you, Mr. Morgan, because I heard you say the N-word, but it's fine. Anyway, okay, back to this. Was mental health talked about in your household growing up or no?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
No. I think that my family is becoming more receptive because of who I am.
Yeah.
But therapy, trauma,
Yeah.
stuff like that being talked about in the house wasn't something we did. I never went to therapy as a kid.
Yeah.
Even when the situation happened with my brother, I think we still was like oblivious to therapy and really like what he was experiencing. I think now that they're more open, because like I'll call him up, I'll be like, you look like you got a little anxiety, a little depression. Something is happening here.
Something's going on.
Yeah. And like I think like, so backstory too, my mom's a social worker.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So my mom's a social worker. So like I think like also with her growing like in her field and in her career, it's becoming more receptive with my family. So like I can have these kind of talks with my mom where it's just like, I think depression, I can use these kind of terms. And I think like my mom respects me a lot as a woman, as the woman that she raised.
Yeah.
So like now we have, you know how like when you're younger and you have like a certain relationship with your mom.
Yes.
Our relationship has blossomed where it's like,
I see you as a woman now.
Yeah, I see you as a woman. So we can have like woman conversations, which I think every girl needs, right?
Me and my mom have just got to that place.
Really?
To where it's almost like, you was this cool the whole time. We just couldn't.
Because I thought that you was tripping before.
No.
You know what I mean?
We just
couldn't figure it out.
We couldn't figure it out. Yeah. And it was like, you know, I was a teenage girl. So yeah, I was putting you through hell, girl. Yeah. And you know, and she was like, girl, stop playing with me. Like I'm your mom. Right. So now I'm just like, I get it. Everything you was saying, you was right. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. And now it's just like, wow, like, and like you said, she respects me as a woman. So my opinion is valued to where it's just like, she'll come home before she even go to my dad to talk about certain things. She'll be like, so how do you think I should go about this? What's your advice? And I'm like, me? Okay, yeah. Like, I love it. And then also like, when I come home from therapy, I'm on cloud 9 because I'm like, I done dropped all my load onto my therapist. She done gave me some gems. So I'll come home and I'll talk about certain things. And my dad's like, what? Explain this further to me. What do you mean anxiety? What do you mean, you know, trauma bonded? What do you mean? And I'm like, wow. Like, so I'm low key, like, because my dad's, he was born in 1973, girl. So that wasn't even something that they even talked about. So for him, when I started growing up and like really being like a mental health, like, advocate, he was like, I don't understand. I don't live that life. I don't understand it. It's not, those are not words that I've used before. So it's been a lot of me teaching him and a lot of him like, oh, a lot of the words she's saying might resonate with me. Yeah, it makes sense. So let me, you know. Yeah. So I think I've definitely changed my parents as people. And it also has come with me them developing a new respect for me because like she's teaching us a lot. Yeah. She's become our parent in a way. My mom says it all the time, like, are you the mom or is it me? I was like, girl, I don't know. We switch roles sometime. I don't know when, but
you don't know how it happens, but it happens.
Right. It just happens. What is something you love about your life that has nothing to do with your career?
I love being an aunt. I love being an aunt. Oh my God. I like, people say like when you have your own kids, it's a different feeling. And I haven't experienced that yet. But like to love somebody else, like I love them. Like it's nothing really like I won't do for them. Like they're like my nephews, like I have twin nephews. They're like my first thought when I want to call and speak to them before school.
I love that.
They come home from school. We like have conversations on the phone. Like and we talk about like school. They're 4. Like we talk. My niece, she's in dance. I asked her how her day is. She's going through like she's 12. She'll be 13. She's going through like preteen and teenage stuff. So like you know middle school stuff. And like we talk about that. I have 2 other nephews. They're like boys. They're nonchalant. They're just like, hey auntie, what's up? And I'm and I'm just like, one is like super, he wants to go and get like Jordans and get fly. And the other one, he's just super into his game. But I love caring for them because I think they're molding me into being a great mom when I decide to do so.
And you will be.
Yeah, but I like I just love them. I just like, you know what I mean? And it's like aside from like my sister, it's like I love them because you are a reflection of her. Yeah. And I tell them, like, I just love your kids. Like, I don't always like you, but I love your kids. I love them. No, never change. So I'm just like, even when me and my sisters mad at each other, we'll be mad, and I'll call. She'll be like, hold on, your aunt wants to speak to you.
Good, I wanted to speak to them anyway.
Exactly. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. Right. But like they have iPads, they call me themselves, but like I love being an aunt. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just love them. Like they're just. That. it's great to see like how their mind is developing, how they're growing. Like my niece, she's like I said, she'll be 13. I watched my sister give birth to her.
Wow.
And to see her grow up in all the stages of her life, it's like, wow, like I'm watching her growing to be, she's going to be a great woman one day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to have a child, what would you want it to be first, a boy or a girl? I love the chuckle.
You know, Jay, you said you wasn't going to make me.
That's my only... listen, I done ran through all my cue cards, so I had to pull something out the hat.
No, it's fine. I want a little boy. And I say I want a little boy because I am like, I'm sports. I'm into all of those things. And I just feel like I want to be like the boy mom. I want to be at the football games. I want to be at the basketball games. I want to teach them because I still, you know, the talent doesn't die. I still have all those things. I want to teach him everything that I know. Regardless of what I have, I would love it. And, you know, I just want him to be healthy. But I would love to have like a boy child. But I also think for like women, it's hard. And experience what it's like being for a woman. I don't know if I could like give my daughter all the tools like my mom gave me to be like a great woman.
I respect that.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid of that. Not saying that like, oh, she would be like messed up, but like I think that it's not easy. And some people gonna say it's not easy raising men. Yeah. I get it, but as a woman, I think that you have to really. From one woman to the next, you have to really give her the tools to be able to survive. You got to teach them. Like I tell people all the time, I never take credit for where I am. My mom is the reason I am who I am. Like 100%. She taught me how to be this. She taught me like sacrifice. Me watching her taught me like strength, taught me to be, you walk in a room, you speak up, you let them know who you are. And I just think that I would have to really, really be prepared to give the next woman generation of me that same power.
I love that.
And I want to be ready for that if that does happen.
I agree. I want to be a boy mom too because I ran track in high school. I did all the things.
Yes.
But I really do want a girl too because I'm just like...
I'm like, go get your hair cut with your father.
Yeah.
See y'all later. Let me go off and get my nails and hair done. And y'all go to the barbershop. I see y'all later. Yes. Y'all have boy time.
I feel you.
And and when I need like girl company, I could just be with my friends. Like, go with your pops. Like,
I feel that.
Cool with that.
I feel that.
I'm cool with that.
I don't know.
And one other thing, every boy, because I will say this even with my brothers, these boys, they love their mamas.
Yeah.
Love their mom. Like my brothers, I be asking my mom, like, Mom, I feel like your boys is your favorite. Like, I feel like my brother's your favorite kid.
Right,
she's
what's
like,
going on here?
Yeah, she's like, that's not my favorite kid. My favorite kid is whoever I'm talking to at the time.
Oh my God, they always say that.
That's my mom's favorite line.
I know.
But I feel like the way, like, I see, like, obviously I love my mom, but I see how, like, my brothers, like, they love their mom. Like, their mothers is their everything. And I want to experience that love. Like,
Yeah. I like that. I definitely want a girl, though, but then I also, like, I know the struggle my mom went to even connect to me.
These
for a
attitudes.
While. And they say your daughter is always 10 times worse.
So you see how you was. Imagine what you gonna get.
Yo, my mom used to be like, girl, you got it from me, but you're crazy. Like, chill out. Like, it's a lot. And I'm like, girl, I got it from you. Like, what you want me to do?
Even I'll say sometimes my niece, like, she be saying something, I'll be like, let me go count. Because if I don't go count real quick...
We're going to be beefing for real.
We're going to be beefing for real. Like, I'm going to forget who you is real quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think, like, I think no matter what sex you have, it's difficult. You're going to have challenges. But I would love to have a little boy first.
I just need a little more patience for the girl.
A little bit more.
Or just a little bit
So when I call you, right, when it's like the baby shower, the gender event, I call you and I'm like, Jay, I got the boy. You got to be happy for me.
Oh, I'm going to be so happy. Well, I'll be wearing all blue. What you talking about? Oh, yeah, we will be in there.
With the soulmate you think I met already.
I didn't say that. She did. I didn't say that. She did. Oh my God. I love this episode.
No, I love it. I really want to thank you for having me on.
No problem.
And one thing I will say about you kind of got me open up to talk about my personal life a little more. And that's
I told you I wasn't going to go too crazy.
Yeah, that's what people don't do. People make me come and they only want to hear about the professional, but you allow me to like be authentically myself. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Because honestly, like when it comes to finding guests, it's been so hard for me because it's like a lot of my guests from back in like my old episodes are like my people that I went to school with, like my friends, my homegirls be on it all the time. But I'm like, I want to broaden my horizons. I think also I was putting myself in the box of Long Island to where I was like, when I came out here, I was like, wait a minute, there's all these dope people. Like, wait a minute, there's so much more once you cross that bridge. Right. So I'm like, now I'm just like, I'm trying to connect with everybody. Yeah. Like, I want as many experiences and perspectives as I can. So when I see you, I was like, yeah, let me DM her. Let me get my confidence right. I got to present this correctly and make sure I got all my P's and Q's.
Listen, you came and now we're like connected forever.
Hello,
like there's
yeah.
nothing you can't like hit
we're
me
friends
up
now.
about. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your platform. I'm rooting for, listen, that judge. I'm be checking in with Jay.
Hey.
What's going on? What's happening? You climbing? We
Girl.
working on it?
I'm being elected. Hold on. I'm about to call you back.
Okay.
I need to find
Call me
out
and
the
let me
answer.
know. Listen, call me and let me know what they say.
I got you, girl. Girl, I see it now.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
This
you.
is like, you don't even know how much this means to me. For real. Like, seriously. I'm so inspired by you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for having me.
My favorite therapist. Is there anything you want to say before you go? Where can they find Dr. Felder?
Yes,
Hello,
I just want to tell.
We got sidetracked. Wow, see all the love. We just got overwhelmed.
No, I just want people to follow me. We're on Instagram, Dr. Felder Online 1. We're on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Listen to the podcast. There's amazing guests up there on the podcast. I'm also coming out my shell. I'm telling it a little bit more about me and my story and what I have going on. So I would love for you guys to tune in, subscribe, like, share with your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend.
I already told you the episode was good, so
go watch the episode. It's another one dropping this Friday.
Period.
On this Friday, we're talking about postpartum depression.
Oh, wow.
I'm bringing the heat.
I love it.
I'm not gatekeeping nothing.
See, we needed you in the podcast world.
I'm not gatekeeping nothing. I want y'all to run it up. And like I said, I'm friendly. Don't be ashamed to say hi or come see me at the events that I post. When I say come pull up on me, I mean pull up on me. Like come see me at these events. I'm at these mental health events. Don't be scared to DM me, ask any questions or anything like that. But it's Dr. Felder Online 1.
Period. Ooh, okay, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. The same thing she just said. Okay, but for me, we'll do it for both. Yeah, actually,
do it for the Just Jay podcast.
When you subscribe here, go follow her real quick.
Right,
okay?
and make sure y'all run this episode.
Hello,
run it up.
Absolutely.
Run it up.
Thank you for watching, guys. It's me and Dr. Felder.
Yes, it is.
Over and out.